video number 3 about recitative. I'd like to talk to you now a little bit about some pieces from the 20th century. The first of these is from Benjamin Britten's Turn of the Screw, written in the 1950s. And then I wanted to show a little bit of music theatre from the 1990s. So I know we've already had some opera, but I think Benjamin Britten really just did amazing things with recitative. I'd just like to show you. And then it'd be nice to show you a little bit of music theatre as well. Okay, so the Turn of the Screw, in fact the whole of the opening is a massive piece of recitative. He sort of does, almost imitates a sort of accompanied the dry recit style with chords. So it's called accompagnato secco, or dry recitative, and it's just got those chords like we had in the Handel's Messiah. He does that, but then he does amazing things as well as that. He sort of has developed recitative tremendously. I'll just show you a very tiny bit from the very beginning. The prologue starts off the whole thing and tells sort of the story of what's happened so far. It's a ghost story, the Turn of the Screw. It's very, very, very spooky. And the opening is just one guy on stage, usually a spotlight, just telling this story, reading from notes written by the governess who looked after these two children in this effectively a haunted house scenario. Okay, so I'll just show you a little bit. Okay. Written in faded ink, a woman's hand, governess to two children long ago, untried, innocent, she had gone first to see their guardian in London, a young man, bold of hand and gay, the children's only relative. Etc. So you can see that's really interesting what he does with the style there, using those split chords as we were used to, but then having all these wonderful tinkly, spooky bits in between. The new governess arrives, and this is an amazing thing he does in her first entrance. When you play this part, the governess is on her way to meet the children, this young, scared woman, and there's this kind of timpani accompaniment to this recitative. It's completely free over the top of this repeated, sort of endlessly repeating figure, which sort of captures the carriage ride, basically. So this goes on all the time. Etc. All right, I'll have a go at doing it. It's really hard, but I'll try. Okay, so. Very soon I shall know. I shall know what's in store for me. Who'll greet me? The children. Will they be clever? Will they like me? different. It's really hard to play and sing that at the same time. But hopefully you get the idea. That's a really unusual thing to do, the recitative, to have a kind of endlessly repeating figure, and it's very, you know, after a while it just sort of gets to you. It's so sort of intense and repetitive, and it sort of reflects her stress that she's feeling at that moment. Clever Benjamin Britten, doing amazing things with the recitative style. I'm going to move on now to a little bit of music theatre. And this is just a short excerpt from In His Eyes, which is a duet from Jekyll and Hyde, written in the 1990s by Frank Wildhorn. Okay, so I'll just show you a little bit of this, and you'll see the sort of, seems like throughout time that we've needed this kind of way of getting into the lyrical sections. We need a kind of, whether there's been just speaking and then we have to get via recitative into the lyricism, it feels unnatural just to go straight into things. We always need a kind of cranking up, I suppose. So recitative, it's often used to sort of develop plots and to get through important points, whereas the ensembles and arias are used more for developing the characters and expressing emotion. All right, so this is from In His Eyes. I sit and watch the rain and see my tears run down the window pane. I sit and watch the sky and I can hear it breathe a sigh. I think of him, how we were, and when I think of him, then I remember. And now we start with the main part of the song. In his eyes I can see where my heart longs to be. In his eyes I see a gentle glow, and that's where I'll be safe, I know. Safe in his arms, etc., etc. Lovely. So that just shows you a little bit of how recitative is used in musical theatre. You can see there the orchestra is more or less doubling my line, so a lot less complex than something like the Benjamin Britten. All right, I'll see you in the last video just for to bring us right up to date into the 21st century, and see you shortly.